Hello, everyone. Hello. I don't see anybody on here yet. Just gonna explain what I'm doing since I figure this is probably gonna get saved onto the YouTube channel. Figured that I should start doing live recordings of my sketching process and how I create art. One, as a way to document what I'm doing so that we can see how my art has changed when I look back in a few years, when I look back on this channel and I look at how I started versus how I'm doing in the future. I'm going to want to know what I did that worked, what didn't. So, this is a way of documenting that. As well as actually, you know, getting to know people online because honestly, I don't really venture out much into the weird world of the web. I just kind of post my stuff and then leave. But I'm trying to get to know the community more and get to know more people. So, this way I figured I could, meet live people or meet people live. Hopefully live people. Be cool to get some ghosts on here though. That would be really fun. So if I start just randomly rambling, forgive me. I don't have anything else to do but draw here, and I'm trying to even procrastinate that. Sometimes you have an idea, but you have no idea how you're gonna execute it. That makes life pretty difficult. Joseph Campbell talked about the circle, I believe, in his interview with Bill Moyer, called The Power of Myth. He talked about how the circle is probably one of the most ancient magical symbols that's ever been created or known to man. It's deep inside of our psyche. The idea of being a unity, being protected, being whole, being one, but also being the division. And that's not really what he said, that's just kind of my interpretation of what the point of what he said was. In the book of Proverbs, it says that if you're a fool, you can trick people into thinking you're smart if you don't talk. Unfortunately, I can't trick anyone because I have to talk, I guess, a little bit on here if I want to entertain as well as edify. I hope that this series, what becomes of it, I hope that. No, I don't hope. My intention with this is to give people something to stimulate their eyes, stimulate their sense of beauty, to stimulate their mind as well, though, because that is, I think, the most important thing. It's good to be entertained and kind of let yourself go every once in a while. Maybe even as a ritual to think about nothing, to be amused. But the word amuse means to not think. And when we don't think, a lot of times we don't see the loose rock in the path. We don't think about then 3 steps. We could lose our footing if we're not careful and we're not conscious of what we're doing and why we are doing it, where we're placing our feet. There's also something to be said about tapping into the unconscious, though. To do things unconsciously. To tap into intuition, which is not feeling, it's different. Intuition is a knowledge beyond language. It's instinct. What we call instinct in animals, we call intuition in humans. We try to separate ourselves. Oh, made a little boo-boo. We try to separate ourselves from animals. I think that we're all that. I think that we're separate and different, and that we're special. And that the things that affect animals don't affect us, and the things that affect us don't affect animals. If anything, science is proving that kindness should have been around a lot longer. We're learning all these things about the inner world of cats, dogs, animals that have been abused for centuries, but also loved. So many animals and humans mistreated. Simply because we didn't think. Something to be said about assuming that everyone thinks as you do, because obviously this is something that is not true. But the potential to have feeling is within everyone. Some of us are not conscious of it, but we still have it. It's just in our unconscious. It manifests in outbursts and spending sprees and obsessive behaviors. Nostalgia, maybe. To think that we are the peak of consciousness is hubris beyond even something the ancient people would have thought. Maybe, I don't know. Maybe I'm just being pretentious. Maybe I think just because of the perspective I have, that's the way it is. Maybe I'm looking at the crystal wrong. Maybe if I turn and see a different facet, new light would present. sometimes I just look at my drawings and spend most of my time thinking, not about what to draw next or how to do it, but about what it means. Because to me, so far in this drawing, the original intention of this drawing was to create a crystal and create different objects on the faces of the crystal. Have a light in the center. This is a sketch for the painting that I'm going to do. Is to have a light in the middle, and every emanation that passes through a crystal creates a hologram of something else. Then I was going to have this divided up as well and do the same. But I'm noticing something. Because since this is supposed to represent a symbol of how the universe is manifest as one line of consciousness, I guess. Because it isn't even a light. It's the crystal itself that's self-manifesting. It's a universe that's unfolding continually in multiple timelines, multiple universes, but it's self-aware. So the symbols that I'm seeing so far are obviously first the eyeball, the eye of consciousness, the eye that sees, the consciousness of the mind, of the all mind, that sees the material. But also, it looks like a billiard ball. Life, the universe, God itself is a game playing itself. A billiard ball constantly in motion, hitting other objects, reacting, being acted upon by beings from the third dimension, acting on a 2D plane with 3D objects, playing a game beyond the understanding of the objects themselves that are struck. But the basic idea that I'm going for right now is just to put down lines so that way I know where I want things to be, because I could just paint this. I don't have to draw it out. I could just paint this without sketching anything out. But it makes it flow faster if I have a preconceived idea and physical practice of where I'm placing these things. I'm not necessarily doing things with precision as much as I am with deliberate unconscious acts. Like once I started realizing that I was drawing another square on here, I went into it. I tried to make it, or try to keep the lines that would make the square. I don't know if that might be kind of snapping out of the unconscious bit, but to me it helps with the placement of where I want the objects to be. I think I like this concept a little bit better. Instead of drawing the crystal metaphor with light coming out of it, life as a game, the player and the game are inseparable. The idea of a billiard ball that is aware of itself. Now, whether I want to do this in black and white or colored is an issue. Because if it's color, then I might want to change this. But if it's black and white, I want to keep this how it is, and I'm going to fill this in, or kind of sketch around it so that way I can see. Oh. Black and white it is. Oh, I just came up with a really cool idea. I just saw something in my drawing. So, this thing right here, this looks like an eye to me. Oops. Wasn't paying attention. I started looking at a different part of the drawing. An eye. But this also looks a bit like an E to me. See that? So what I did is I put in a Y. So that would be like I, like the letter I, and then E-Y-E, I guess. I don't know. I just thought it would be cool. Like I, like eyeball. It just looked cool, and I was like, ooh, I want to emphasize that. Maybe we should put this on top. Usually billiard balls have like a number in the middle, don't they? They have like there's all the odd ones have like a stripe around them, and then they got like a, oh wait, where's it, the certain number after 9? Yeah, I think it's after 9. They get that. Yep. Well, seems like my timer went off and it's time for me to start cooking. So I'm just gonna do a little bit more sketching here. I think I kind of got what I think I'm gonna go for. Yeah, I got the idea laid out at least. So that'll be for tomorrow. But that's my half hour for today. It's my drawing practice, drawing ideas. That's my time with y'all. So, guess I'll see you tomorrow maybe. Who knows? Who knows how long I keep doing this?